Hello everybody, my name is Sniping is Fun, and I welcome you all back to the 69th character in a series of Newcomer videos about Smash Bros. Ultimate Newcomer ideas. I know it's been a while since I recorded some of these. It's been a couple weeks, and I've been mentioning I'm going to be jumping back into it. Here it is. I just recorded my character number 68. If you guys have not watched that video yet, Matthew from Golden Sun, my second Golden Sun representative in this series. I talked about Isaac like 20 some odd characters ago. But now I talked about Matthew. This time, however, as mentioned by the thumbnail when it changes the name of the video, and the picture you just saw, as mentioned in the last video, I'm going to be tackling my first Tails character in this series of videos. Spoilers, there's more Tails characters to come. And that's going to be Lloyd Irving from Tales of Symphonia and Tales of Symphonia Dawn of the New World. The most Nintendo Tails main character, Tails games really, popular-wise, in the Tails franchise. And the Tails character that got a representative, he basically got, costume in Smash Bros. 4, yada yada yada. The one that's from Nintendo fans is the most requested to put in Smash Brothers, so on and so forth. Here we go! Before the intro gets too long, 3 categories. Why does the character make sense? Moveset ideas, and percentage chance I could see him getting in. So why does Lloyd Irving make sense to be a third-party character, in the game? Why does he deserve to be the Tails representative? Why does Tails deserve to get a character in Smash Bros. All? Why does Tails deserve to be the next Namco rep instead of someone from like a Soul Calibur or a Tekken or something? So let's say this. The Tails franchise has a long history with Nintendo. The first game, Tales of Fantasia, for those of you who don't know, was on the Super Famicom. It debuted on Nintendo. The series has a long history, with Nintendo. It's big on PlayStation now, and there's a lot of entries on the Sony brand on PlayStation, but it started off on Nintendo, and there's a lot of the series that is with Nintendo. It has a long history dating back to the Super Famicom in Japan. And it is a popular franchise on Nintendo. It is one of Namco's most popular franchises, especially on Nintendo. It is a long-running, iconic video game RPG franchise, whether on Nintendo or not, and a lot of Nintendo fans love it. It's one of Namco's most popular franchises, and Symphonia is one of the biggest games in the series, and that was originally on the GameCube. I know it went to the PS2 and the PS3 and whatnot, and then they made Dawn of the New World, which was on the Wii, and then they put that into the collection on the PS3 and whatnot. But so on and so forth. But yes, Tails in general deserves a character in Smash Bros. Because of its history on Nintendo, dating 20 some odd years back. A lot of the entries in the series have at least originally been on a Nintendo platform, have only been on a Nintendo platform, or came to a Nintendo platform. And then in terms of Symphonia specifically, it was probably the biggest Nintendo one, internationally wise, for the Tails franchise. And Lloyd Irving's the main character of the first one. He's an important major character in the second one. And he is technically the most Nintendo Tails main character. If you ask Nintendo fans about the Tails franchise, 9 times out of 10, their first thought would probably go to the Tales of Symphonia games, that would probably go to Lloyd Irving. So why does Tails deserve a character? It's an iconic, long-running, history-filled franchise on Nintendo, and by Namco, one of Namco's most popular franchises. And why does Tales of Symphonia Lloyd Irving deserve to be the representative of that? Because he's practically the most Nintendo main character and most popular Nintendo main character of the Tales franchise. So you kill 2 birds with 1 stone. You represent the Tales franchise, and you represent the most Nintendo-oriented one. So there you go. Now let's get on to moveset ideas. And I've played Tales of Symphonia and never got around to beating it, but I played a good chunk of hours into Tales of Symphonia. Never got to Dawn of a New World, though. I've played other Tales games, I think, a little bit more than Symphonia. But I love Symphonia. I just never got around to beating it because I got stuck, and then I had to grind and never got that far. So I had to do a little bit of research on some of the attacks he can learn. Obviously, there's some attacks I would know because people make jokes of them, and they're in multiple Tales games. So let's get on to smash attacks. What would his smash attacks be? First and foremost, you could kind of see what he has in his hands. They're swords. And now I know you guys hate your sword users because there's too many of them. But he uses 2 swords. And also, like I basically mentioned in numerous videos, just because someone wields a sword, we should not exclude them. That is a stupid reason. Oh, because you use a sword. Then let's go and look at a fist fighter and people that use their legs to kick. Oh, you can't get in because we have enough people that punch and kick. You see how stupid that sounds? Just because the character uses a sword shouldn't exclude them. And just because you use a sword doesn't mean you use it the same way. Swords are just most popular weapons to fight with. And throughout history, swords have been the most basic, popular weapons to fight with. So, of course, a lot of video game characters that fight with weapons fight with swords. Especially when it takes place in a fantasy world that's like in medieval, feudal, ancient times. But yes, the big difference between most sword users and him is, you see he wields two of them. He's a dual sword user. He uses two of them. That's his smash attacks. He takes his swords out. He slices you up with two swords. However, it's not the basic swords you see in this picture, because that's basically the swords you start off the game with. I wanted to give him pretty much what is his most popular, most powerful, and most iconic swords. And those are the material blades. And if you look online, especially if you played Super Smash Flash, that's the swords he uses. There's a ice sword and a fire sword. The Flamberge and the Vorpal sword. The Flamberge being the fire one, the Vorpal sword being the ice one. It's basically two elemental swords. One's a fire one, one's an ice one. That's what I'm giving him. So he attacks with a fire sword and an ice sword, blah, 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 blah. Because I want to give him, just like I mentioned with Matthew, I'd like to have him bring his most powerful weapon into the battle in Smash Brothers if he's going to be fighting Mario, or fighting Ike, or fighting Robin, or fighting Richter Belmont, or fighting Snake, or fighting, Ryu, or Pac-Man, or Peach, or whoever. Like, he should be bringing his strongest weapons, most iconic weapons, and the material blades are his most powerful weapons pretty much in the game. It's a fire sword and an ice sword, and they could probably do some elemental damage when you attack opponents with them. So maybe a fire sword, if you attack with fire sword, will probably do more damage than ice damage. Maybe freeze a little opponent or so. Maybe if you do a certain attack or charges or something, not just general attacks, because that's cheap and I don't want to make him too OP. So yes, standard sword swings, but it's a fire and ice elemental based sword. So there you go, that's his smash attacks. The special attacks have to go to his arts, have to go to his attacks, have to go all to his special attack abilities, which if you played the Tales franchise, any of them, they're pretty much the same throughout any of it, and they're called arts. And his most famous one is Demon Fang! Demon Fang! Demon Fang! So basically, the Demon Fang, which is like he kind of shoots like a little bit of an energy blast out of his sword, like a little air wave kind of energy thing out of his swords. He could do the Sonic Thrust, he could do the Sword Rain, he can do the Tiger Blade, the Lightning Thrust, which shoots lightning out of his sword, and the Blazing Tempest, which is a fire attack. He could also do the likes of, and I'm looking out, if you see my eyes, I have it written down here, the Omega Tempest, which I think is a fire attack as well, and then the Grave Blade. And then some of these actually can be charged, because you can learn more powerful versions of these attacks. So to make up for that in Smash Brothers, so that you don't have to do 50 billion buttons or so, it's charged. If you charge Demon Fang, basically, you do a double Demon Fang. If you charge it all the way, the Fierce Demon Fang. Sonic Thrust, you can charge it enough. Super Sonic Thrust, the Tiger Blade, the Heavy Tiger Blade. Some of them have only one, and Demon Fang has two. So it's a medium charge and a full charge. And that's basically what I wanted to focus on. I wanted to focus on basic sword swings, because that is a point of Tales, is you have basic attacks as well. So I didn't want to throw those out, under the bus and throw them out of my moveset for Lloyd Irving. So that's his smash attacks. Basic sword swings, stabs, jabs, uppercuts, and so on and so forth. But all his arts will be in his special attacks. So basically Demon Fang, Sword Rain, Tiger Blade, Lightning Thrust, Blazing Tempest, Grave Blade, Omega Tempest. Basically, it's a bunch of physical attacks or like energy, elemental shooting attacks kind of thing. If you play the actual games, you know what all those attacks do. But most importantly, Demon Fang! Demon Fang! Demon Fang! So there you go. Yeah, I did say that. Okay, so that's his special attacks. Now, let's get on to the final smash. And I was trying to think of the perfect final smash I could give Lloyd Irving. And I was thinking, what's a major thing that happens in either his most powerful special art, or something that's a special ability that can be done in the Tales franchise. And then I did a little bit of research, because I haven't played Tales of Symphonia in a while. And I forgot, and this is mostly all the Tales games, you could do unison attacks, where you have the entire party attack. So his final smash would be a unison attack, and it would play out similarly to Shulk in the party of Xenoblade, his cutscene based attack, where they all attack at once and knock the opponents off the stage kind of thing. So I picked 4 party members, Of course, one of them being Lloyd, because, you know, Lloyd's my character here. He'd be the Smash character. He has to be involved in it. Lloyd, Zelos, Genus, I'm sorry. I mixed it up. And Colette. I wanted to make those the four, because those are like, Colette's one of the major characters in the Tales of Symphonia 2 games, especially the first one. And Genus is like a childhood friend of Lloyd, and Zelos is just one of the coolest characters in the game. So I made those four for his attack. And I had to do a small change, because I did research. I was trying to do the research of which unison attack would be the best for Smash Brothers. And I picked this one, but I made a small change to Colette's, because the one I did was more like something that would not fit in the Smash Brothers. But here it is. It's a unison attack. That's Lloyd's. He'd go in, get the final smash, the smash ball, or charging your meter or something, and you just go in for the attack. Just like how, you know, Shulk shoots out his little energy beam or whatever, or Mega Man or so, catches you in the cutscene. And then the opponents, whoever you catch, are in like a circle, like kind of thing, like the little grayed out, like a little battlefield, probably in, you know, Tails, like a little grassy field or something. And then they're surrounded by the party members. Lloyd calls in Colette, Genus, and Zelos. And then Lloyd goes in for the Tiger Rage, and then after that, Zelos goes in for Hellfire. Genus does the Thunder Blade, and Colette would normally do Item Rower, which basically takes an item from the opponent. How that works in Smash Brothers is not going to happen. So I gave her semi more powerful an actual attacking ability, the Pow Hammer, where she drops hammers on you. And then at the end, the final attack would be Genus and Lloyd going for a double, like, lightning Tiger Blade. The opponents get like sent flying off the stage. There you go. Unison attack. They kind of attack in order. So basically, Lloyd Irving goes for, like I said, Tiger Rage. Zelos would be Hellfire, Thunderblade for Genus, and Pow Hammer for Colette. And after they get pile drive by hammers, Genus and Lloyd going for a lightning Tiger Blade, which sends them flying off the stage. I represent the unison attack from the Tails franchise. I throw in some extra representation of characters from Tails, because if we're gonna represent Tails in Smash Brothers, you have to have more than just the character that's playable. And I kind of want to represent multiple members of the party, just like how you have like multiple characters from Xenoblade, you know, as party members for Shulk's Final Smash. I want to do that for Lloyd too. So it's a good way for me to throw in Genus and Colette and represent them in some way. So that unison attack is his Final Smash. Now, in terms of percentage chance I could see them actually getting in, it's a good percentage, but it's not the greatest percentage. I don't know if Namco gets in their representative who they would go for, if it would be a Tekken, Tails, Soul Calibur rep, because I really personally, my own personal want is Tails, because I think Tails is one of their most popular franchises. I love Tekken, I love Soul Calibur, but I want to pick Tails because it's one of the more I love the franchise, but I mean, I love Tekken and Soul Calibur too, but let's be real here. Like, Tails has more history with Nintendo. We don't know when the next Tekken game's coming out to, the Nintendo brand. Will Tekken 7 ever be, ported to the Switch? Soul Calibur 6 is rumored to be worked on for the Switch after the PS4 and Xbox One version comes out, and at least it has some history on it, as does Tekken. But if there's one series from Namco that has like the most, history on Nintendo, it's the Tails franchise. So I would pick a Tails character to accompany Pac-Man as a second Namco rep. And Lloyd Irving is one of the top choices. I'm going to give him a 65% chance. He's not the lowest third party on the list, but he's not the highest either. I think 65 to 75% chance is decent range for him. He's in the same camp partially as like a Shantae or a Travis Touchdown and so on and so forth, but he's not as high as like maybe say Crash Bandicoot or Rayman. So there you go. But he's higher than maybe some other third parties that are less likely, like Rock Howard or something. I forgot what percentage I gave Rock Howard, but he's in the same camp as like Terry Bogard, Shantae, Travis Touchdown, maybe Doom Guy and stuff like that, so on and so forth. Spoilers, Doom Guy is coming on my list eventually. But yes, Lloyd Irving for Smash Brothers. So put in the comments, guys, think you guys want to see Lloyd Irving? Do you want to see Tails represented in general? My reasonings, do they make sense for why he should be in? My moveset ideas, would it be cool for you guys, to see, would that be the moves that you would go for, or would you give him something else? That Final Smash unison attack thing, I think, would be kind of cool. Represents more characters. Is 65 to 75% chance too high, too low? Put in the comment section below. We can discuss it there and have fun. And stay tuned when I finally make it to character number 70 in the next video. And I talk about yet another indie game character when I talk about Sash Lilac from Freedom Planet. See you all in the next one. And remember, Gaming Time!